It's a battle, win or lose. It's the friends you make, it's the road you choose. You got the right stuff, so make your mind up. Find the courage inside of you. If you're strong, you'll survive and you'll keep your dream alive. It's the battle frontier. Pokemon, be the best you can be and find your destiny. It's the master plan. The power's in your hand. Pokemon. You've got the strength to win it, so stay in it. If you're smart, you can take it all. If you're strong, you'll survive and you'll keep your dream alive. It's the battle frontier. Pokemon, be the best you can be and find your destiny. It's the master plan. It's the master plan. The power's in your hand. Pokemon.
All right, and welcome back to another week of questioning the morality of eating Pokemon. I need to know how a Slowbro tastes. Does Beedrill honey taste good? Or does it taste like other Pokemon? How does this mystery work? Does everyone eat Miltanks? Or do they just, drink the milk? And is there Pokemon factory farming? What is the morality? What was Ash's mom cooking in that one episode when they went to the tournament? I don't get it.
Yeah, I'll be real with you, homie. If I could, I'd eat a fucking cell phone while I'm at it. But I wouldn't mind. I would love to try some Miltank.
I imagine a Rotom would just not taste good. I don't think there's any flesh inside a Rotom. I think it's literally just eating a phone. So you kill two birds with one stone. Anyways, we're back for another week, and this week we are slandering the fuck out of the Fossilmons. With me, as usual, you have the professional Pokemon player of Utah, Rockist, otherwise known as Red. You have your YouTuber, your very, very casual Pokemon player, played every Pokemon game. As of today, finished Kalos.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, it was good. I see why people like it. Anyways, and with a new addition, first time ever, we have our own dinosaur custodian, because it turns out he plays a lot of fucking Pokemon. We have Snow.
They do move in herbs.
Yep. You might recognize him from some of the streams I do. But regardless. Okay, so pretty much same thing as last time when we did the regions. We're just doing the fossils now. All right, so let's get this whole started. Armastar.
Oh boy.
Hands down, I think he belongs there.
I'll be real with you, homie. I think you highballing just a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit.
I'm highballing, he says?
Absolutely. Outside of the meme of, praise Lord Helix.
I forgot about the Lord Helix meme.
Are you kidding me?
God.
Are you kidding me
Twitch
right now?
plays Pokemon.
Bro.
For real, I completely forgot about the Lord Helix meme
I thought
until
you
just now.
Because of the meme.
No, I completely forgot.
Goodness.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I forgot about that. That's nuts.
I'll be real with you, homie. I say low C.
Low C, he says. All right, back that up.
I actually argue this, saying that since it is the first one, maybe we can give it a little more credit, maybe more A, since it's it's like the first kid.
Okay,
that,
I think now I think Droomer's eyeballing.
I think it's
all of us think the other's eyeballing.
The part I find funny. I find it funny because you got one person saying you place it too high, one person saying you place it a little too low. My argument as to why this, monstrosity deserves lower. One, it has next to no competitive viability.
Oh, here we go.
Don't worry, I'm not going too far into that. But the second one is that
most of the Fossilmons have no competitive viability except for Tyrantrum.
Actually, there's a couple of them that have actually a lot of good competitive viability, believe it or not. It's just that this one in particular, there's a reason why no one touches this outside of the meme. The meme is what saves it. Otherwise, I would put it in the Johto region. That's where I would put this damn thing. But the meme is what saves it for me to put in C, because there's honestly nothing about it to me that makes it special outside of the fact it looks like something you'd see in a hentai, okay? That's the only thing I could really give it
Excuse
credit
you,
for.
I believe that that assertion
You're not
belongs
wrong.
to Cradlely.
Well,
That's a
we can
close
get into
one
that when we
too.
get to it, but
What you got,
when we get to
Jameer?
that thing, huh?
What you got, my
Uh,
guy? Why would you place it higher?
Yeah,
Well, honestly, because well,
defend your point because right now I'm the middleman. It seems.
well, my reasoning is that like, if you think of it this way, like imagine a talent show, right? You have everyone, they practice for weeks. Then you got that one kid that shows up, did his darndest, but like when everyone went out and made expensive costumes and all that, this kid comes up with cardboard and it looks decent enough, but it's not like as best as everyone else. You know what I mean?
Not
Like
a,
everyone's gonna say, "Hey, you know?
Drumir, do you have a
not a
do you have
bad
a
idea.
do you have something you need to talk with your therapist over there?
You see?
my guy, there are too many to name right now.
Okay,
I love
okay. Well,
I ain't giving this face hugger wannabe a damn participation trophy.
you know
Ain't no way I'm
what?
giving
I
this
think
one.
Yeah.
I think the argument can go on for a while for Amistar of all fucking things. We'll leave him in B and we'll move him as we see fit. Now then,
Right.
Kabutops.
Oh boy.
Kabutops?
Oh yeah.
I actually would. I don't know.
See where he puts it.
Let's see where you put it.
You son of a bitch! Hell nah! Hell nah!
That was
Kabutops.
my first Fossilmon. How dare you slander my boy? How dare you?
My
That's
first
me.
Fossilmon was Aerodactyl because my dad traded for one like a fucking boss.
So you didn't get it yourself.
So, this
I
is
know
the
where you
one.
live.
This is one of the mons that
And if you
actually
say I
had-
don't, I can have Red find out where you
Hold on,
live.
Hold on. Well, you were saying, Red?
So,
Yes,
real
yes,
quick,
continue.
this is actually one of the few mons that has some competitive history behind it. This thing was used in Ubers and Gen 4, and even the likes of Dialga had to be careful about it, alright? There's still teams to this day that use Kabutops. First off,
I don't like how his
the
head
man's
looks.
a baller.
I can see that when
That's-
I play.
Damn
That's like-
Trilobite!
That's like the whole reason I don't like Kabutops is I don't like his evolved form. I like his first form. His evolved form, his head looks super weird.
Literally, for someone that
see-
shares
Go
Oh,
on.
go on, Mike. For someone that shares the same typing as Almastar, he does everything that Almastar does, but significantly better in just about every goddamn way. Like, they've both been horrifically and cursed with their god-awful typing, but Kabutop's sheer might and his swift mobility is making it hit like a truck. Not to mention, I remember using this thing in playthroughs, and it has clutched me out numerous times.
Oh god.
I concur. Like, I actually concur with Red here. Honestly, when I used him, he had some really decent stacked like abilities when I used him in my teams. Like, he's no joke. Also, I think he's actually more based off of the horseshoe crab. But his
Oh,
but
No,
shit,
he's
you're right.
he's straight up
yeah.
a trilobite.
Actually, he was based off the horseshoe crab.
Was he?
Ding ding ding.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Believe it or not, Kabutop, his evolution was primarily based off the horseshoe crab, and then Kabutop, they decided to give him freaking sights as hands. But
Correct.
Well,
Maybe
that
I just
changes.
didn't
That
feel
changes.
they-
That
yeah.
changes things then because I do like horseshoe crabs. I can't exactly poo-poo on horseshoe crabs, but I do say I don't like his head.
Well,
head
that,
looks-
fun fact,
His
they
head
have
looks
blue
weird.
blood.
So
I
can't like front against Kabutops because I do like horseshoe crabs. They are great animals.
Yeah.
So I will rescind my banishment to Johto. I will put Kabutops in high B.
I will have an argument later to go even higher, but we'll save that
Yeah.
for later.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Sorry. Fuck. I almost just called you by your name. Snow.
Yes.
Oh God, wouldn't it be weird if I used Snow's actual name for this? Like, wouldn't that get super confusing?
I
Oh,
would
yeah.
I would dissolve into the ether and he'll no longer exist.
Dissolve, reduced to atoms.
Why I say that is
Just
because
carry
like
two
you have Satoshi.
Oh,
You know
Ash.
yeah. You know what I mean? Wouldn't that be super weird?
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
What was your question?
Hey, what do you think of Kabutops?
I love him. He was my first Fossilmon when I played, and I was like, oh, so I have a very strong attachment to him personally.
My only
That's my
problem,
boy.
my only problem with Kabutops, I don't like his head. I think it's too wide. I think it needs to be like, a little bit more like narrowed up, and it'd be fine. But just like it's too wide. Looks like he has like a piece of a tree stuck to his head. That's my one problem with him. Otherwise, the rest of his designs has that. The rest of his design has that like great like Gen 1 rugged shittiness that like a lot of the mods are gonna
Rugged
have.
shittiness. I haven't heard that description
dare you.
of a traditional Gen 1 Mon, and I
How dare
low-key
you.
like it.
Because it's true.
dare.
It's
I
true.
love Kabutops with all my heart. Like, he is one of my favorite fossil Mons, and it makes me so sad that not
But like here's my thing. All right, just moving into the comparison. Look at Kabutops compared to like a modern day Pokemon. Like just look at how scuffed. Look at how scuffed Gen 1
you
looks.
chose the one example that has its ass as its head.
Yes,
Okay, fair
and
enough.
I will.
Fair
yeah,
enough.
I will get,
Fine.
I'll
Fair
get into
enough.
that when we get to
Look
the
at
paleontology part, but-
Kabutops fucking compared to like a modern day Pokemon. That's close enough. Cause
You also chose another rugged Mon.
fine, fuck both.
Semantics
Fuck
aside,
both
let's
of
move on.
you.
Semantics aside,
Fucking
let's move on.
salty little babies much.
Mm.
All right.
All right. I'll award
I want my
Kabutops high B, but only because horseshoe crabs. I thought he was a trilobite for the
Yes.
longest time, but I'm more into horseshoe crabs than I would ever be into a trilobite.
Yeah.
Thank you, Snow, for reminding me, because I was completely wrong on that. Thank you.
Yeah, I would, which is why I would have fucking put it in Johto because trilobites fucking suck.
Although they were everywhere and one of the most numerous fossils.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but
I'll
they
get to that when we
fucking
get to
but
paleontology.
they fucking lost.
So
Horseshoe
did every
crabs
other
won.
dinosaur.
Horseshoe crabs fucking won.
Mhm.
All right. So
They've been around since nearly the dawn
Yeah.
of fucking time and have evolved literally zero because they're just so well done. Anyways, Aerodactyl, one of the final
Don't break what's
boss
not perfect.
mons of the fucking Gen 1.
oh boy, this one will be
Let's see where
interesting.
You put him. Just stares.
No, okay.
No arguments.
What? Wow, I'm the okay.
Exactly, no arguments. Like Aerodactyl, despite how weird it fucking looks, is a great mon. He's
Right.
he's just the right amount of imposing, and I just
Yeah.
dig that about him. You know what I mean? You see that wide
wait-
mouth. You
Yeah,
get,
I'll wait
you
my
get,
turn, but
You basically get what he's about. Yeah, he's a very scuffed looking pterodactyl, but he's kind of looks like how they thought they used to look, and he's a great time capsule. I mean, let's
Yeah.
not forget that an Aerodactyl almost killed Ash once.
yes, actually. And this thing is like more herbivorous. It's not even predatory.
Wait, what? Oh, dog, you're right. I've completely forgot about that.
Forgot about what.
So, the pterodactyl. I'm so used to the
Yeah,
Jurassic Park
pterodactyl, yeah.
pterodactyls being like hyper aggressive, trying to eat anything that breathes.
Yeah.
But
Well,
that
that's
bird-
just
that
what they
bird-
were, but
the
this one-
the pterodactyl cage scene in fucking Jurassic Park 3 was one of the only good parts of that movie.
Yeah.
so
Hold on. Hold on.
I personally think you
the-
highballed Aerodactyl.
Really? Okay, defend that.
Hmm.
So, the one time this thing had any genuine competitive viabilities when he had his Mega. You take that away, there's a Mon
yeah,
on
he's got
this
rocket-
roster.
He's got Rockin' Mega too.
Yeah, the Mega's sick, and I will not disrespect the Mega because the Mega alone has carried me in numerous fights. But, however, you take that away, there's a Mon on this roster that does everything he does, but better. And don't get me wrong, I loved Aerodactyl as well growing up as a kid, but I will say it's atrocious that you get him so goddamn late and he's level 5 for crying out loud. However, the thing about this Mon is that there's nothing really too special about him because of said next generation. Now, do I think he set a good precedent? Absolutely. However, like my biggest problem is that in a casual playthrough, by the time you get him, you're already at the 7th gym. So in a casual playthrough, not that practical to level him up to use him
but
on your
you got a
team.
fucking
Fair
pterodactyl. Like a lot
I'm
of kids aren't gonna like poo poo on that. They get an Aerodactyl, they'll sit down, they'll fucking grind it out like I did.
Yeah.
I'll be real with you.
Just
Even
because when I finally caught an Absol, it was 20 levels under my team doesn't mean I threw my Absol to the curb. No, I fucking trained that bitch up.
The difference, though,
just
is
because
by
when
the
I
time you
finally
get-
got just when I finally got my Spheal, you know what I mean? I didn't just chuck it into the box. I wanted my Walrein, so I fucking trained that bitch up.
And you're right about that, but the problem is that this one requires you to go out of your way to revive it and then level up with the rest of your party.
So does
Whereas-
the rest. So does like you can't just take a level
Oh,
15
no. The
Spheal
reason why this is different-
off the wild and just fucking chuck in your teams, call it good. I mean, granted,
Actually, you can.
that's
Most
when they,
playthroughs you can.
no, I wouldn't say that, especially when you're in late game because you don't get Spheal till late. I mean, granted,
You're right
but I
about
still
that,
say
but it's at
I
least
still
level
say
20 to 30.
getting hung up
Yeah.
on something like that when it's an Aerodactyl is really disingenuous.
Well, I'm getting there. Believe me. In its own generation it was released in, its best fucking move it could learn was Fly. It didn't even have a rock type move available to it, neither
yeah, it was
TM or
back
Learn.
in Gen 1. Let's not forget it's Gen 1.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Nowadays, it has good moveset, but the problem is, while it has cracked out speed, its attack does not at all help it with its base 105 attack, which is good. But it's nothing to be like, oh, that's incredible. That is the bar. That is the standard with insane speed. However, you so much as drop a bucket on this thing, it's going to drown. In
All right,
terms of
Snow,
sheer...
you're the tiebreaker. What you say?
I say maybe we put this thing in low S, high A, is for 2 words. And he had this move since the 64 days. Hyper Beam.
You see, Hyper Beam up until Gen 4 was a physical move, which Aerodactyl hella abused, and it was great. Post
Yeah.
Gen 4 onward, unfortunately, it is now a special move, and Aerodactyl special is pitiful at best.
God, I forgot. I
Yeah.
forgot Hyper Beam used to be physical.
I am willing
That's
to agree
nuts.
with you and be persuaded to let it
I
drop
say
A tier down.
I
if
say
not-
I
It's also
say
high A.
I say
Hey.
bottom of S. That's where Aerodactyl stays. He was the original final boss like fossil. He deserves that much. Bottom of S.
Also, his anime cry is just hilarious.
Yeah.
It is entertaining, I will.
Out of all of these, Dracovic has the best anime cry.
I'll
Oh,
get to that.
yeah.
All
I wanna-
right.
Armaldo.
Oh, you know what? No, I'll concede that. But Armaldo goes into S, hands down.
Well, let's get into that.
Oh boy.
Like, I'll concede that, but you have to concede this.
Okay.
I will say,
you have literally like arguably one of the best mons out of Hoenn here. So good they never fucking brought him back.
that's a stretch and a half. Holy shit. Okay. Don't get me wrong. Armaldo, in terms of, like, I'll be real with you, this was one of the Pokemon designs that up until last year, I actually hated. I genuinely did not like
Really?
any of the Gen 3 fossils until last year, and Armaldo's the one. In fact, I will say this. Do I think he deserves to be an S? I don't know about that. High A, like around Aerodactyl region, is where I personally put him. Because if you want to talk about boss fight Mons, who do you think Steven Stone used on his team? Bloody
Armaldo.
Armaldo, baby!
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
I will also say this from the competitive standpoint. Surf. All it takes is Surf, and that fucker is drowning.
A lot of mons are like that,
Yeah.
Red. If you do this to the mon, it's fucking dead. That's a lot of them.
But the problem is that it doesn't have. The thing is, like, the reason why I say that about this one in particular is because the only thing it has really going for it is like X Scissor and Stone Edge, which are great moves, but because it's not fast, it will not be able to stick in the fight
I love
very
how you
long.
say not fast, but a lot of ground and rock type moves are used by mons are generally slower.
Oh, you're correct. Outside of Kabutops and Aerodactyl, as of we currently gone over right now.
The only mon that
Yeah.
has a decent speed stat in his ground type is fucking Rampardos.
Actually, no.
On this list, Red.
Not even on this list. No,
What
he's
the-
on the low end.
Rampardos has good speed.
No, he does not.
Since
There's something called the
We'll get to
Rampardos
that,
theorem. We'll get to the Rampardos theorem, but on this list, Armaldo, I will not argue too much about him being low S, high A, so I'm not against him being in the S tier, but like his looks are also what carry him, and granted, he does have a good 125 attack stat. However,
Like I I can concede Aerodactyl being an A because on top of everything else, Aerodactyl, you know, it does have its glaring weak points. So do all these mons on this fucking list.
You're right. This one I will say
But like Armaldo has way more going for him than a lot of the other mons ever will. You know what I mean? There are setups with Armaldo that you just can't pull with these other like mons.
he does have Swift Swim. That's his hidden ability. He does have Swift Swim, which is good.
Which is a move you will not shut the fuck up about ever.
Because it doubles your speed being in the rain, and it is cracked.
Yeah.
There's a reason why rain teams are still prevalent to this day.
I had a rain team on my Sapphire before I wiped the cartridge, and I fucking gave it to my sister, and then she fucking lost the Game Boy and the cartridge, and that was some bullshit I would pull. I would fucking get rain on the field with Cast Form, and then I would use like Cast Form's Water Boost Bat and Pass, and I just switched to Armaldo and Sweep.
Yeah. Overall, I'm not necessarily too much of a disagreement.
Poor fucking Cast Form is. It's like, what is my purpose? You make rain. What should I do next? Make more rain. Oh my god. Yep. Welcome to hell, buddy.
Yeah. Overall,
that's literally his only job. I feel so bad for Cast Form. He goes weather, gets wiped, and if he's not wiped, you fucking boost and Bat and Pass.
I will say he is a cool mon, but now I'm curious. Snow, what the fuck is Armaldo supposed to be?
Anomalocaris.
Thank you.
Anomalocaris.
It's based off of the first hyper carnivore of all time, Anomalocaris. In fact, yeah, fun fact, this creature was...
I just feel like this is that meme with the girl on the couch, you know, the one. And it's just like we're in the background, but we're just like the big brain fossil dudes.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I have one the thing is though, that's the only positive I give this Pokemon.
Give Red a picture of Anomalocaris real quick. I want that reaction.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure. 1 second.
Please. Thank you.
Let me type that up. Give me a minute.
Earth's first.
That's the one thing you give a positive about. Now I'm curious. I want to hear the slander.
Oh man, Droomer's
I'll
ready
get to
to
that
slam.
1 second.
Man. Yeah. Anomalocaris, he's more related to like the first, like Anorith is more related to like the first form of like Anomalocaris, but like the second form is like a full on, like, you know, creative liberty type thing.
So Red, prepare to see something that might appear in your nightmares. Just heads up.
Earth's first super predator.
And also the first animal to have complex eyes.
Post that shit in general.
I'm serious. I will. Seriously.
Wow.
I'll post it. 1 second.
Yep.
First predator to have eyes.
Yeah, I want to hear Red's reaction. Pick the worst fucking picture. You picked the worst fucking picture of an Anomalocaris ever. What the fuck?
I could find a better one.
I remember seeing these things. Oh, I remember watching. It was like some type of documentary about
running with
ancient life.
Walking with monsters.
Yeah, it was probably that, but now I recognize these things.
Yep,
and you know what's tragic?
This was Earth's first super predator, about the size of a surfboard.
That's hilarious and terrifying. Yeah,
basically they had these like they had a similar mouth to like what Amistar has. Basically these like folding spikes that would crush into things, and they had tentacles to move stuff around. And what made them so good is that they had like the first set of complex eyes. Like, you know, like this thing was crazy because it was like one of the first things to evolve eyes. Well, that and Ichthyosthes, which is technically our earliest seen ancestor.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's the size of a small one. They grew bigger.
Well, actually, the correction is you say it's a surfboard size, but that's like the larger specimens. The smaller ones
boogie board.
About
Wrong thing. Boogie board.
Yeah.
Meant to say not surfboard. Boogie board.
Yeah.
Boogie. Yeah.
You want to hear something that's tragic about poor little Armaldo?
Yeah. What's wrong?
I decided to pull up its Smogon to see where it was currently placed in the competitive scene, because now I think about it, I haven't ever seen it. It's literally in the untiered, and and usually whenever like a Pokemon on Smogon is like placed, they'll give a reason as to why it's placed in the place it is. Here's its description, which is supposed to be its pros and its cons. Don't use Armaldo. That's what it says.
People
see,
on Smogon are like the sweatiest
to...
sweats though, so it's like
So all points.
Still though, when it comes to fossil mons, just because it's not good and competitive doesn't mean it doesn't deserve the S tier. I still say that out of all of these, definitely Armaldo belongs in S tier. He has way much more going for him.
True, but here comes my slander. Like I said, it had that one positive, but the negatives are, like as Red said, it does not exist in the competitive world. So there's that for that category. But
you don't even
also,
play competitive mon.
I know. For me, it just looks really dumb. It could be designed better.
Like, there's a reason why it only grew on me recently, and it is purely because I did a Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke. That's why it grew on me, and this was the mon I had on my team, and he helped me out.
Yeah.
Precisely.
However, my freaking Swalot still outperformed this thing. It helped me with flying types, and that was what it all did. It knew Rock Tomb, and that's what I exclusively used it for.
Ever taught it Knockdown?
Well, I mean, like
in Gen 3, Knockdown wasn't a move.
Oh yeah.
I will say for a creature that's based off of a a Pokemon that's based off a water-based creature, this poor thing can't swim.
Yeah, no. Rock and Bug, unfortunately. I'm surprised it's
I
not a water
like
type.
to think of Armaldo being like what would have happened if Anomalocaris kept evolving and like got out of the water.
Yeah.
That's how I like to think of it.
Yeah.
I see it, like, I could see that, honestly.
Yeah.
Like that's how I like to view Armaldo, because like, you know, Anomalocaris never made it out of the Cambrian, so you know he never got to go on land.
I'm willing to concede on a subjective level of an S tier, but objectively this thing belongs in Johto.
That insult makes me objectively like I'm making a moratorium. He belongs in S after that grave insult. Fuck you, Red.
I think
you had to push your luck, didn't you? You just had to push your luck.
Hey man, I just had to hit it with that. Like, that's
all right,
Cradle.
Lily.
Oh boy.
As much as I think it's adorable,
I don't disagree.
Me honestly.
As much as I think like what as much as I think what Cradle Lily represents is like the coolest fucking thing ever, I can understand and I can agree. There's too much hate for Cradle Lily for him to be put any higher on here. I can argue and fight for him to be in like bottom of C, but like I know other people, like I know there's so much hate for Cradle Lily, which is bullshit. Cradle Lily deserves way better than what he got. He's adorable, and what he represents in the Pokemon world is huge. Because he's like the first grass type, essentially. You know what I mean?
What?
Oh, it's based off of a
Cradle Lily's based off of a sea plant.
Yeah. Oh, you meant like okay. I thought you meant like he was the first grass type in the games. I was like, hold on.
No.
Never mind.
Based off of actual like plants from the Cambrian time.
Exactly, which is like he's basically a proto plant type, which is the craziest idea ever. So what he represents is cool. And now that I'm talking about it, I'm kind of like making a self-argument for myself. Maybe he does belong in bottom of C. Like, that's what I'm trying to convince you guys.
I'll be real
like,
with you.
I understand he's a piece of shit when it comes to competitive. I don't even think he was in the anime.
No, you want to know the saddest part, my guy?
One episode.
I know he's unranked Red. I know he's going to be
unranked.
No,
it's actually... That's the funniest part. He has more competitive viability than Armaldo does. That's the sad part. And in fact, I've used Cradley in some of my playthroughs. I don't like this mon, but it can stall, and basically we have absurd amount of offense compared to defense. And Cradley is one of the few examples by having Ingrain, Storm Drain, Suction Cups. It has all sorts of different shit that it can do to stay alive and do its job better.
So what you're saying is
they both belong in Johto.
I'm plant.
Yeah, no. You
can't just defend a mon and say you can't just defend a mon and say he has competitive viability and say no. What the fuck, Red? That's not how that works.
Because allow me to say, that is me comparing him to Armaldo. Comparing Cradley to literally any of these other mons on this tiering, I still would not pick him over the likes of Almastar, and I do not like that mon whatsoever.
I say Cradily belongs in like at least bottom of C. Like, I'll let you guys try and convince me into Johto later, but just what he represents from a archaeological standpoint, Cradily is huge.
So does that mean you like fossilized wood a lot?
First off, petrified wood is not the same as a fossil.
I would argue it, but
It is a fossil, but it's a different classification.
Yeah, it's
Petrified wood is something completely different. Like if you're talking about like a tree fossil, the entire tree needs to be preserved. Like not a fragment of the bark, essentially.
Funny enough, it would be closer to a gem rather than like a fossil.
Yeah, because petrified
is actually fossilized wood.
Yeah. But a full fossilized plant, holy shit, that's huge. Like,
honestly,
when it comes to archaeology, and Snow can agree with me on this. Like,
it's
Cradily,
impossible.
finding Cradily means that we have a link of the first proto grass type in Pokemon period, which is huge. So I think that's why Cradily belongs in C, because the archaeological benefits.
I agree, because the thing is, archaeologically and paleontologically, you are more than likely to find coprolites than actual fossilized plants.
Exactly.
Now, I will say then, if you're moving
found,
up to C,
we have found Ichthyowicthes, a bunch of them, and yet we have barely any plant fossils.
And they're the size of your thumbnail.
If you're putting Cradily in the C tier, then you should put Kabutops in the B tier, because saying that those Pokemon are even remotely... I'm sorry, A tier. Because to say that those Pokemon are even remotely close in the same...
We have Horseshoe Crabs now!
Yes, but...
Yeah, but let's be real. Comparing those two, there's more than a one-tier difference.
Here's my problem, Red. Red.
But...
Yes, we have Horseshoe Crab fossils, but they're literally the same as, the Horseshoe Crabs we have today.
That makes them a living fossil.
From an ecological standpoint, we're not missing much. Or, sorry, an archaeological standpoint, we're not missing much.
That just means, a Horseshoe Crab from the beginning was already insanely cracked out to survive this long.
Well, yeah, conceptually, they did a lot right. I mean, now that I know he's a Horseshoe Crab, I actually like Kabutops a lot more, and I kind of wish I didn't hate Kabutops as much as I did in the past, because I kind of feel bad because I love Horseshoe Crabs. So I feel bad about that already enough, and you already have fucked my whole life. But here's my problem with that.
All right.
When it comes to a paleontological standpoint, Kabutops doesn't represent much. You know what I mean? He's cool, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't represent as much as, Also, Cradily in fucking C. What do you want? You're the one that made the list. You should have made more tiers.
C for Cradily.
Jesus. All right. You know what?
I agree.
I'll wait till the very end, but I'm going to slander that goddamn plant. I'll wait till later to slander
We've already slandered the plant. We called him a piece of shit. Poor Cradily.
But we didn't bring out the bats and sledgehammers.
Not yet. I have one mon that deserves it.
Oh, me too.
I have
5 or 4.
All right.
Anyway,
so Bastiodon. Oh yeah, I had it right.
Bastiodon.
All right. You know what? I'll trade off. Snow, you're the new guy. How about you place this boy?
B for Bastiodon. Mid B.
I have
don't fucking do it just like that. Give a reason, please. But sure, we'll put him in B.
But seriously, the reason why is because, honestly.
Okay, now we have to stop this and actually finish up Snow. But we have a problem with Bastiodon. That means he might be higher.
Okay, well, this actually might argue why he should be higher than B. But the thing is,
why'd you put him in B then?
I will explain. I was getting to that. The reason why is because, funny enough, a Pokemon when it comes to Fossilmon is very scarce when it comes to Ceratopsians, and given that him and its Prevo are the only ones.
One of the most famous fossils ever was a Fossilmon. You're not wrong. Or was a Ceratopsian? Exactly. That Protoceratops and Protovelociraptor being locked in combat. Fucking amazing fossil. We're so lucky to have found that. Which means, oh god, what's his name? This one down here. What's his name?
Archeops.
Archeops, right? Thank you. Which means Archeops should also be higher because he's one of the other complete fossils we have. God,
Yes.
such important fossils. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the thing is, like, then again, like, what makes him not higher is because all he is defense. From what I can see, he doesn't really have much offense, but then again, he is literally a gatehouse versus its compatriot, which we will get into afterwards. But yeah, think of it. It's all defense versus all attack.
Yeah, this pairing right here.
Oh my
Oh,
fucking god! It's a castle and a battering ram.
Mixed with the Triceratops.
Oh my fucking god! It's a castle, and then you have a battering ram Rampardos. Oh my fucking god, Pokemon! Why are you like this?
People, I think I'm first seeing it here. Someone's
I'm
neurons
20.
are
I'm
just going on.
25. How am I missing this shit? Remember fucking last video where I realized Mankey just meant he's a monkey, but he's Angie? Like, what the fuck?
Minky.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
okay, but here's the problem we have with
Yeah.
Bastiodon.
All right, go on. I gave my
He was in,
argument.
he was
you
in
feel
he
it.
was in the Garantina movie, or at least his first form was, which means he objectively gains a level because the Garantina movie was awesome.
Oh, don't worry, I'll drop his ass back down.
So that's the problem
Well,
we're
that's
at. The
my ranking.
Garantina movie brings him up because also like one of the coolest like scenes ever period was in that movie. Like the Garantina movie, God, I can't wait till we do this list with the Pokemon movies. Blood will flow on that
Ooh.
one.
So
Here's
the thing
I'm
I'll s-
gonna fucking murder you two of 2008 and S tier.
No.
Oh,
Honestly,
boy.
that'd be the one I would put in S actually because it is my favorite. But we're
Well,
not
Red,
talking
you're
about movies,
outvoted.
We're talking about.
Anyways,
we're
yeah.
talking anyway.
So
yeah, we're not
anyway,
talking
so
about movies, we're
with the
talking about
anime
Pokemon.
standpoint,
Let's go.
Bastiodon has a level, but also like design wise, it is super just kind of meh.
I actually like its design. Like, it does a good job of representing what's supposed to be being an immovable object, which, going off its stats, yeah, it's 168 defense, 138 special defense, its 60 HP is piss poor, and its typing is garbage at rock and
I
steel.
don't know what it is. I think it's just the design of Rampardos that like I like it, but
He has a killer underbite. That's all I'm gonna say.
But
which is how you can tell he's a herbivore because herbivores have that fucking thing where their teeth are either an underbite or they're level. Predators have a overbite.
so
Mm.
I will say this: he does his job
Which
phenomenally.
once you know that, you can't unsee it with like every single predator you meet. Like dogs have an overbite, freaking like
You're not
sharks. A
wrong.
lot of predators have overbites, and like a lot of herbivores either have underbites or like some other bullshit.
Well, it makes sense. Allows their upper limb to work more with gravity. Anyhow,
Yep.
so the Bastiodon, the problem with this thing is that because it's too much of an extreme, it can't do literally anything else. And for a mon that's supposed to be this defensive, it has arguably one of the worst possible typings you can get with having not one but two different typings that are ×4 super effective against it. And not to mention, while I actually personally like the look, it literally can't do anything.
I have no emotional
And-
attachment to Bastiodon. He can stay in B.
I think B is semi-appropriate because he honestly incorporates perfectly on what's supposed to be from a design and
Oh
his
yeah, I
stats.
forgot.
That.
There we go.
Yeah, you see, I like that better.
Yeah.
All
why I
right,
said Minky.
Rampardos. Red, I'll let you take this one because Snow took the last one.
Hee.
I'm gonna make myself cry. Put his ass in C, above Cradley.
What?
Yep, and I'm about to explain why.
Explain.
Yeah,
Defend that.
Good job.
Easy.
Good job.
So, the one thing that I give Rampardos credit for, and this is why it's not in the Johto region, is that this thing has some of the most ungodly attack stat at 165. It is the embodiment of sheer strength. However, it is literally the embodiment. There's a reason why there's something called the Rampardos theorem. You can have an absurd amount of attack, but what good does it do if you don't outspeed anything and if you can't survive an attack from anything? And while it does a good job of incorporating that, since it's a battering ram with a Bastiodon, hence why I say it's significantly better than Cradley, but not even to Almastar level, it's honestly one of the more bland designs, and even from a playthrough perspective, if it did manage to survive an attack, as rare as that is, it would one-shot it. But even from a casual playthrough, it just does not excel that good at all in its own freaking region. So that is why I give it the C tier. It's better than Cradily, but I can't argue it above Omastar.
Yeah, I can't honestly. I can't argue with that. Have it higher than Cradily, but then again, you're basically comparing a living like an animal to a plant. That's not like a high bar.
Exactly.
Yeah, the problem is that, you know, when it comes to the hardheads, we do have a couple of specimens that are like complete fossils, which is big.
That is true.
Like paleontology, like basically what we're doing this by is like, you know, we're doing this by competitive, casual, and their paleontological like effects like on the anime itself or on Pokemon in general. So we're treating these mons as if they're the same as our counterparts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it still goes by a point structure. You know what I mean? 2-2-1, or I'm sorry, 1-2-2 essentially. Competitive being 2, paleontology being 2 because it's a big part of this, and casual only being 1 point. Like honestly, the way you're talking about this is that it sounds like there are more points for Rampardos than there is a lot of others, just when it comes to paleontology. But I understand Rampardos being low. I can understand him being like bottom of B maybe, but top of C is like, you know, I think that you're underselling a Rampardos when it comes to paleontology.
Well, the thing is, like, between it and Bastiodon, they are, in my opinion, one of the perfect examples, especially thank you, Snow, for showing off that these are the embodiment of an immovable object with an unstoppable force. But Bastiodon performs its part of that deal significantly better than Rampardos does, because for an immovable or for an unstoppable force, honestly, you put anything in front of it that it's not resistant of, it's gonna drop. Yeah. And if it does survive, it will plow through whatever the hell it's hitting. But that's a huge what if for a mon that you just are like, I'll be real with you. This is one of the few times I would rather use an Armaldo in a competitive scene over a Rampardos, and even then, it's not that much. It's honestly just because the fact that Rampardos, it's funny for big damage numbers, and that's all it can do.
Haha, don't hit go boom.
Exactly.
So we're keeping Rampardos top of C then?
That's what I would say is top of C. I feel like I'm okay. I'm acceptable to bottom B, but I think high C is more accurate of where this mon belongs.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why it has its own theorem of problems designed after it.
Yeah. And honestly, speaking of designs, when it comes to the Pachycephalosaurs, there is like a wide range of designs you could go for.
He's not a Pachyrhinosaurus though.
I said Pachycephalosaur, not Pachyrhinus.
Yeah.
Pachyrhinus is the ceratopsian. Pachycephalosaurs are the dome heads.
Oh.
Thing is, you have things like you have something as like little homocephaly, which barely has a dome head as is. Which there is a new discovery, but it doesn't count right now. That's fine. It looks like it has a mushroom head. Anyway, then you have the extreme like Dracorex Hogwartsia, which looks like it's someone like
I fucking hate that some
like thumbtacks on its head. Basically,
I fucking hate that some bitch found a complete like dome head and it like his complete fossil is so hard, and they named it after fucking Harry Potter. I am so visibly mad about that anytime anyone talks about it. I love that the paleological community just calls it Dracorex instead of its full scientific name because everyone fucking hates it. But it's so stupid.
Counterpoint, there is a T-Rex / Megalosaur named after Thanos.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and I think that's stupid as well. I know which one you're talking about.
Yep.
I don't know which one, but that sounds hilarious to me.
I think you should give dinosaurs a proper name. You shouldn't name them after something fucking stupid like Harry Potter. Because Harry Potter is like objective, you know what I mean? Not everyone's gonna like Harry Potter. That's why I also think you shouldn't name your kids after fucking characters in books. Because I've seen it happen where I had to interact with someone at a job whose name was Hermione, and I'm like, oh, you poor bitch.
Shout out to all those who are unfortunately named after Khaleesi.
Oh boy. Oh, I had to think about that one for a second.
Swish.
But yeah, overall, like as Snow was saying, like they could have done so much with this design, and I felt like it was
talking
bland.
about that just made me fucking triggered a memory for me. Fucking,
Yeah.
I was at my cousin's baby shower, and you know, they were talking about baby names, and a friend of my cousin's said something to the effect of, "Oh yeah, like my son Dracaris," and I'm like, "You did not, you didn't, you couldn't have named your son after some bullshit from Game of Thrones. He's gonna be bullied relentlessly." Like, you gotta take into account, like, you know, like, okay, for instance, there are tasteful ways to do that. Like, the name Elaine, you know what I mean? Because, you know, it's a normal name. It's a normal name. Yeah. But Elaine the Crow from Bloodborne. But
Or
Elaine's
Elaine
a normal
from-
name, so you can cover it. There are tasteful ways to do that. Like, if you name a kid Snape, everyone's gonna fucking know what it is. And it's just, God. Parents are so fucking just irresponsible.
Severus. I couldn't imagine meeting a kid by the name of Severus.
But
I feel like
if my child ever comes back from school and they're like, "Oh yeah, I know this kid named this," and I'm just like, child, you must bully them. You must bully them until their parents realize.
Bully the parents.
Until their
parents.
You must. Yeah. Thank you for the correction. You must bully their parents until they realize they made a mistake, because they clearly weren't bullied enough in high school the first time around, and I know they were bullied the first time around because they're fucking sitting there naming their kid fucking Hermione. They weren't bullied enough.
But yeah. But so before we went off that, would you kindly finish your thought, Red? I'm curious now.
That was basically it. Like, it's just the fact that like there's so much they could have about this design. Like, he's so bland compared to the others. Like, we know what type of dinosaur he is. Just straight out of the gate, we know exactly what he is, which is cool.
It's kind of
except
funny.
for the fact that in the Pokemon universe, there's nothing added to him. They just put spikes on his ass.
To be fair, technically, like, if you look at him not as a Hornhead, but look him at it as like a Draco Rex like counterpart, it's surprisingly accurate because he looks more like a Draco Rex than he does anything else.
I mean, if you squint really hard, yeah.
I mean, he has his horns. His horns are in the same placement.
I'll be real with you. My first thought about him is a Pachyosaurus that got fucked by the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and this thing came out.
Yeah. I mean,
oh fuck! Why would you say something so true yet so controversial? All right, he can stay in C. Let's move on.
Next one.
All right. Archaeologically, he has a lot of points, right? It's up to you to work him down, because this is one of those like complete fossils we have that's super huge, and also is the first thing that ever, like, without a doubt, like, cemented the fact that dinosaurs had feathers. So you got your work cut out for you if you don't want him to be an A.
Actually, I don't disagree. If anything, above Aerodactyl's ass. Yep.
Snow.
I think he belongs high A instead of underneath Aerodactyl.
Snow.
Mid A, because sure, he is based off of the most
above or
below.
We have. Oh, I'm sorry.
Below.
Continue, dude. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah. Oh, you're good. But basically, what's saying, like, despite the fact that he is based off of he, she, it, whatever, is based off of the most conclusive fossil we have of feathers on dinosaurs. Not only the small, kind of like more ornithopods or bird-like dinosaurs, but even the mighty king or queen himself, also has feathers. But yeah, but the problem is just.
What's the name of the real world counterpart?
Archaeopteryx.
Archaeopteryx,
like archaic.
Thank you. Fuck! I almost just gave you an inspiration for nothing.
I'm so used
to fucking Drumir helping me correct dinosaur names for Dinosaurs of the Wild West that I almost just awarded him an inspiration. We're not even playing D&D.
Yep. But to answer your question, Red,
Archaeopteryx. Yeah, when you get into dinosaurs the way me and Snow have, you just learn the names. It's really dumb.
Yep. I know most of the genuses and families off by heart.
Ayo, new Spinosaurus drop. Turns out it was completely aquatic.
Oh, that's still an ongoing controversy. Even I know about that.
Oh, God.
Which, funny enough, you mentioned controversy.
My favorite, my favorite version of that is this
What's up?
concept art of like Spinosaurus just being a whale.
Jesus.
Or
They just,
or a
they
fucking
just,
elephant
they
seal.
just, they flip it around the skeleton. They flip it around, and his spines are down, and it's just a big rib cage.
I
Jesus.
haven't seen that, but I've seen it where they've made it look like an elephant seal, and for me, that looks dumb.
Oh yeah, I
That's
saw
really
that
dumb.
one.
You
God.
say there's some is there controversy with this dinosaur in real life?
Oh, wait, with
actually,
Spinosaurus?
yes.
Oh, fuck yeah.
No.
No, not with
Archaeopteryx.
Spinosaurus.
No, with Archaeopteryx. There is
Oh,
some
no.
controversy, funny
There's
enough.
Since when?
Well, okay, I've heard a little bit saying that, like, arguing that it's more from more of a genealogical point of view, saying that because a lot of people say that it is the ancestor to all birds. That is true, but also false at the same time.
Oh my god, you're one of these.
Unfortunately, I am.
Okay,
But-
Snow,
but honestly,
objectively,
defense.
birds had to
Objectively.
figure out their shit at one point or another. And
Yeah.
this is like the first, Archaeopteryx was like the first, like, guaranteed point. And due to carbon dating, we know that it was the first thing to evolve, like, long-form feathers that weren't just display. Like, I understand your concept of, like, no. But at the same time, you know, carbon dating, we haven't discovered any other, like, prehistoric birds before
no.
Archaeopteryx. You know what I mean?
No,
Therefore,
yeah,
it's
I mean,
it's,
like, you're not
therefore,
wrong.
I know it's not good to jump the gun. We know that now because we used to jump the gun
Yeah.
a lot when it came to fossils. I mean, dear God, poor Therizinosaurs. Let's never fucking bring those up again. We were so wrong about that.
Dinosaurs.
Oh God,
Sorry.
fucking
Anyway,
we got
yeah.
that so wrong. But like,
Yeah.
Archaeopteryx, like, I get it. We shouldn't jump the gun.
Mhm.
We should wait a couple years until we have like better proof.
Yeah.
But we don't right now. And
Yeah.
we might be kicking ourselves in the ass like 15 years from now because, oh, hey, here's this carbon dated bird, and we might be fucked. But avian dinosaurs, like, you have to go like way, like, you know, forward to
Yeah.
even find anything close to them. I mean,
Yeah. That's,
like, we had fucking winged, like, mammal-like pterosaurs before we had, you know, actual avian dinosaurs.
yeah.
So
That is true.
that's just my standpoint on it, dude. I get your
Yeah.
argument, but I think it's really hyperbolic to say, like, you know, well, you know, Archaeopteryx isn't the ancestor to all birds. You know what I mean? The reason
Not
I say that is
straightly,
because
but like
the reason I say that is because, like, you know, it's the first like
So.
long form, fully developed feathers that aren't used just for display or warmth. They're used for flight. That's
Yeah.
why I say.
that is true. On the argument itself, I'm also sit on the fence itself because on one hand, not to draw us out longer than we already have, but
Dude, that's exactly what this show is for.
oh, okay. Well then, allow me to present my thesis. No, I'm just kidding. But no, if you look at the bones of an actual Archaeopteryx, if I could bring it up, but if you look at it, on one hand, one argument could say that it could do powered flight, with the other hand, like myself, thinks that it will be more akin to like gliding, or if you've seen some birds where they climb a tree while flapping their wings, it would assist in that. Maybe it even had wing claws to help it climb like a Hawatson, I think it's called. Anyway,
I have
that-
sort of
well,
a
that's my
scuffed
tangent.
theory when it comes to Archaeopteryx.
yeah,
My
that's the thing.
scuffed theory about Archaeopteryx is that it's mid-evolution. Like,
It's a
this
it's a transitional stage.
exactly. Like this Archaeopteryx is like, my theory is just starting to figure out, like, you know, advanced forms of flight. I figure, like, give Archaeopteryx, like, if we could actually follow its line evolutionarily, like, give it like a couple thousand years, it will look much more like a bird, essentially, and act
get my
more like it.
keyboard
Like,
here.
that's my, granted, very scuffed theory, and I've been laughed at about
Yeah.
that. It's just like, you know,
Well,
like Archaeopteryx, like, you know, it has nothing to look like it would evolve like that. But evolution's crazy. It does weird
the
things.
thing is, like in our profession and study, being laughed at is sadly very common, unfortunately.
Very
So-
common.
Because
I will. Oh,
and then
go on,
usually
guys.
it's like, haha, joke's on you. No, I'm fine. I was done.
So I will say my biggest argument as to why this
Do you-
thing.
Sorry, just one more thing. Do you remember the fucking argument last year about the Dunkalostus fin argument?
Oh, I may be unfamiliar with that one, but I think I know what
Oh,
you're
that
talking
one was so dumb. Basically, because Dunkalostus was mainly a like, what's the word? Was mainly made of cartilage. We have like
It is a placoderm too.
Exactly.
And I'll get to that when we get to
So there's basically nothing for Dunkalostus except for the head armor. So that's how we know that's how they looked. So we've had to assume a lot about the body.
Yep. I have a fact about Dunkalostus.
So someone thought, well, because sharks are the same way, all cartilage, so we have no bodies for megalodons. What if Dunkalostus had a fin? And I was just like, are you fucking crazy? Why would a Dunkalostus need a fin?
No.
Exactly. Why would it need a fin? But there was this huge argument about it.
I myself will talk more about Dunkalostus, but we'll talk about it when we get to those Pokemon.
The Bone Wars was such a waste.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
fuck you, Stromer.
Real quick,
Go ahead.
The reason why I think that this thing deserves to be above Aerodactyl.
Oh, right.
Is
we're
that
talking about Pokemon?
Yeah.
No,
hey, it was interesting. First off, this thing's stats alone far supersede anything Aerodactyl could ever dream of. The one drawback of this Pokemon, and is unique to this Pokemon, is its ability to Defeatist, where once it hits to 50% HP or lower, its stats are cut in half. So it's even worse than that. However, that is a bold assumption that you can hit this damn thing, because mind you, it has, oddly enough, it has a base 140 attack stat, a 112 special attack stat, and a 110 speed. This thing was designed to hit you harder than a freight train on steroids as quick as hell. And it genuinely does the job that Aerodactyl does better. The one caveat being its ability and Aerodactyl's Mega Evolution. But the second we pull them into Gen 8, it's time to comparison as to which one's better.
What, were you laughing at me?
No, I'm just... It's just something funny I had, because like Archaeopteryx evolved into more avian dinosaurs. What would happen if you shoved a Pidgey in the fossil machine? Would it turn into a Tyrantrum?
That's a good question and a good point. In a few minutes.
Because like, really think about that. The closest ancestor to the Rex is the chicken, right? That's the closest living ancestor. But
that argument actually annoys me, but I'll let you continue.
Okay. Factually, it's correct. It's dumb.
Yes.
But it's correct.
Factually.
That's
so dumb, but it's so cool. It's so dumb.
It's literally, chickens are literally the closest living thing to the Rex because of body type and bone structure, which is nuts when you think about it.
You're not wrong.
Anyways,
anyway,
but like, I agree. Like, besides, it's a pterodactyl. It ain't no Quetzalcoatlus.
Exactly.
I hope Quetzalcoatlus will be a Poke. I can't wait to.
Me too.
I was about to start theorizing about like Scarlet Violet Fossil Mons, but we'll do that at the end of the episode. Now then.
Yes, I have some thoughts on that. But go on.
Okay.
This one's gonna be tough.
Snow, you got the name for us again? God, what were these things' name again?
Archelon.
Thank you. I almost call them Archimon every time. Archelons. Super cool. Another
they are cool.
Another good fossil we have. Thank God.
Yes. Funny enough, you mentioned before Therizinosaur. If the scientific field didn't discover more about it, the Therizinosaur and Archelons would be cousins.
Oh God! Don't remind me. Oh God! We had Therizinosaur so wrong. I hate you. I hate you. I'll use your real name. Don't make me.
I'll use yours. But anyway, let's go.
Let's see what we got. So where would you place
the difference is I can edit that out. I can edit yours in.
Anyway, back to the Pokemon.
Where would you put the Caracosta at?
Actually,
I'll let you. Oh yeah, that's right. His name, Caracosta, right? All right. I went. Snow, it's your turn.
Then I'll argue. Okay.
Yep, it's your turn.
Actually, I would put him in. I would put him above Bastiodon, but below Aerodactyl. Personally,
it's not a bad.
So,
place.
Around Kabutop's range.
Basically, yeah.
I can vibe.
Yeah,
with
make
that.
them high five. There you
go. That for Caracosta's hands.
Yeah, high one, I guess. Well, technically, turtles actually have 5 digits. They're just a flipper, just like whales.
It's super fucked, dude. Like, you know, the fact that they evolve like that when you really get down to the nitty gritty. Like the fact that whales still have their old hip bones to this day is super nuts when you think about it. Like
fair enough.
I think an orca's hip bones are like the size of a fucking water bottle or something.
Some shit like that.
Yeah,
So now I'm
I just
curious.
remember they're super small.
So good.
Why would you put Caracosta there?
Caracosta is another one of those like big completed fossils that we have so few of. Like not one whole completed, but we have all the pieces essentially, or from multiple different specimens. So like,
funny
thank
enough,
God.
actually. Well, funny enough you mentioned that. We have most of the fossil. We're the one specimen that's shown a lot for presentations, and is missing one fetal one specific body part.
What's it missing?
It's left foot.
Oh yeah, we never found that.
The left foot.
I'm serious. Look, I will I will show you an image of it.
No need, Drummer. The people won't be able to see it.
Okay, there you go. Yes, if you look up Archelon, you'll find it. Anyway.
Yep. But we have the right foot, but we've never been able to find an Archelon left foot.
At least he doesn't have
Left
two
foot
left
be a shovel.
God, that reminds me of that fucking pain. It reminds me of that fucking mosasaur fossil they found, but then when lifting it out, they didn't fucking put enough ropes around it, so that bitch fell out and split in half.
It got shamashed, unfortunately.
Fucking the rare mosasaur piece that we don't have yet, and that bitch split in half. It's like, you dumb bastards. You're supposed to be smart about this.
Yeah, but my reasoning for why I put it there is, one, just by looking at it, you can tell that this thing is meant to be a little bit of a defensive Pokemon with some...
I love how you say Armaldo was never meant to look that way, and then you say, oh yeah, Archeon totally could stand up.
No. More so just because, well, actually, funny enough, you're right. There are actually no turtles like that. But what I meant is that, like, turtles themselves embody defense mostly over offense. But hey, also, more so just the fact that, like, if these things, like, if you were to, like, stand side by side with a Caracosta, it would be more accurate to this size.
Fun fact, they're less than 4 feet tall.
I am disappointed.
Yeah, it's only 3 foot and 11 inches.
Yeah, which is funny compared to Archelon, which is the size of a car.
He was huge in the anime.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He was huge.
I mean, to be fair, they made Charizard look like he's 6 feet tall, but if you're taller than 5 feet, you're taller than a Charizard.
I'm taller than a Charizard.
Yeah, even my short ass is taller than a damn Charizard.
Yeah.
And that's the saddest part.
Yeah. But
remember when TFS was doing their like cell game CGs, and Ash throws out like Charizard, and Cell goes, "Oh shit, is that a fucking dragon?" And Brock just goes, "Actually, Charizard's a mono fire type. He's not a dragon type." And Cell just gives Brock this like mean mug death stare, like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
It's like, whoa, is that a dragon? Nope, fire flying.
And Cell's just like, "What?"
What? Exactly.
But so you put Caracosta basically between Kabutops and Bastiodon?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like, honestly, that's my opinion. Just because it has, well, I mean, you know what, more for more competitive kind of point of view, but like, for me, like, just aesthetic and paleontological, like, evidence and other kind of material. I mean, if you put it between a well, it only fits between a Triceratops and a horseshoe crab. It's just neat.
Actually, I would put Ceratopians under him because we have a more famous fossil than Archeon. I mean, the only famous thing about Archeon is that we never found its left foot.
Yeah.
All right.
To be real, I don't disagree with this. Like, there's really nothing to say about him on the competitive level. He has the same problems as Almastar, minus he could actually hurt you in return because he's a defense. His best stats are defense and attack. But Like
the one cool thing I like about Caracosta is that if you look at him from a certain way, you can totally see the Proto Blastoise in him in a way.
Yeah, in a way, you can if you look at him close enough. Yeah.
Yeah, like the ridge on his shell becoming like the place where the cannon would be. That's such a cool like little thing there.
yeah. Overall, I think he's in a good spot. I don't
Yep.
think I would change him. I sure as shit would not put Almasar
Anyways,
above him.
Red, your turn's gonna get wasted because I know where you're putting Tyrantrum.
Actually, believe it or not, I'm going to be more realistic with myself, and it hurts me. This is my favorite fossil of all goddamn time in this entire team lineup.
Well,
And
you're
while-
gonna have to fight two paleontologists here because we have a fucking complete, like a nearly complete T-Rex fossil, and it's literally the most famous fossil. Sue is like the top tier when it comes to fossils. Well, that and
Oh,
Big
yeah,
Al.
even I know of Sue,
Yeah.
but like, so
then you
with
have
Tyrantrum,
then you have Big Al, which is literally a complete Allosaurus fossil, which is like the
Okay, I was gonna
biggest.
say.
Like, oh my god, Big Al is like the craziest discovery ever. We know everything that happened to Big Al because his entire body was like preserved. It's
Honestly,
nuts.
honestly, I mean, to kind of jump off that, we actually do have a, there's a reason why there's a separate documentary about Big Al's because his fossils does have, the way they are laid out, you actually can create a play-by-play of his whole life.
Exactly.
But-
That's how nuts it is. I mean, Sue's still missing quite a few parts, but she's the most complete T-Rex. Like, how many parts is she missing?
Well, literally the only parts we missed literally were her belly ribs because they don't really attach because they're held by cartilage and all that jazz. But
Oh yeah,
otherwise,
yeah.
she is about 95% complete,
Which is
and that's not
nuts.
and that's not even counting her belly ribs. I'm just saying before.
Yeah.
yeah. Honestly, if you're gonna keep Armaldo in S tier, I'd say Tyrantrum is above him again for the same
Oh
concept.
yeah,
like,
obviously.
I agree with
but
that,
like, you know,
actually.
like
now that I'm playing the fucking paleontology card so much, I kind of agree that Armaldo kind of doesn't belong in S. I will agree now that I'm looking from a. We do have a complete Anomalocaris fossil from the Cambrian explosion though, but by that logic, that
one.
means Crater Lily would be up in A.
yeah, even
Well,
though
the thing is like, yeah.
I'll
go ahead.
agree. I'll agree that you know. But let me rearrange the fossil Okay, so based on fossil usefulness, like this whole list would be super scuffed. But like
Yeah.
I will agree. But right, you realize if we go by that moniker, like if we were to go by the moniker of fossil usefulness, like complete fossil, this whole list would like look like this. Like let me do that real quick.
Okay.
Like that's what the list would look like if we did this based on like how like rare their fossils were. Like that's how this would be. Which is mad fucked.
Now Control Z before anyone else has to chat.
God fucking damn it. That's so infuriating. How much did we talk about before we even fucking realize?
We were just about to talk about the Bone Wars.
Okay, let's speed run this shit because we've already
Speedrun.
talked
Whoop.
about it. Sorry everyone. When Snow made such an innocent little joke, I thought I'd humor him and click Control Z, but that's the kill switch for OBS, and I didn't even realize we weren't recording anymore.
See?
yeah, a rather unfortunate situation. But on the bright side,
Anyways, we're
bad.
just gonna speed run this shit because goddamn.
Lightning round.
Okay, so we don't have to speed run this shit. We can at least talk about. So,
Yeah.
Tyrantrum belongs in S because of Sue and other things. Also, his design's great, and he's a T-Rex, obviously. So we're all agreed on S for Tyrantrum.
Yeah.
yeah, and competitively, it actually has some weight. Not a lot, but you can do stuff to make it put in some
Yeah.
real work.
Now we agreed that the Aurorasaurus like Maple
Res-
Dawn belongs in fucking C.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, I feel like a clown because I said something that was incorrect, but it's okay.
yeah. Aurora's in C due to its on a competitive level, it's dog shit with 3-4 times weaknesses.
Yeah.
It has only its HP to prey on, and that's essentially in a nutshell. Like, it's a beautiful mon, looks great, but that's it.
Yeah,
if you
pretty
put a
much.
tuxedo on a pig, it's still a pig.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, very similar to what my old man would say. This is putting makeup on a pig I saw you move Kabuto's, my boy. I saw
Oh,
that.
how dare you? How
I've been
dare.
moving him down very quietly for like the last half hour, and no one said shit. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to move him down a rank before anyone says anything.
I
Yeah,
saw
no.
it when you rearranged them, but I didn't say anything because I thought.
Put
it
his
was-
ass back up there.
Put your
Move
butt
him up.
back up
Nah.
there. Yeah, put it back up.
Nah, I love horseshoe crabs. They're still alive today.
Yes, they're cool.
It means
Anyway,
they did their
you can-
job.
You can argue when we get to the end of this, and then we can theorize about the new dinosaurs. But for right now,
which would be fun.
I don't want to talk about the Bone Wars. I
Not to
hate
go
the-
that in depth to it if you don't want to, but if you want at least something, I will tell you this: one of these ones.
I hate the Bone Wars. It's literally the worst thing about
I mean-
paleontology.
I will say this. Oh, go on, man.
You go ahead. Okay. You say you don't want to. I mean, I can give a very short summary of what the Bone Wars are, since you don't want to talk about it. I can.
Yeah, we can rapid fire at least this section and then go through each of them individually because let's be real, these monstrosities should not goddamn exist. And I hate these things, but
Red,
one of them.
you don't understand. They literally shouldn't exist.
Oh, I'm
like-
well aware. Believe me,
That's why I hate it, because they're representing something that happened in real life called the Bone Wars. Like, I despise these mons because it's so fucking bad.
You know what the funny thing is? They're not the only mons to represent a type of issue like this, as
Mhm.
Corsola and Cursula from the very same generation actually were supposed to represent the dead coral reef, hence why they are part ghost type.
I know.
Right. Actually.
Poor things.
So,
Yeah. So.
They're thinking that coral reefs, if something doesn't happen to the ocean, they'll be fucking extinct within like 80 years, which is fucking crazy to think about.
I know,
Don't get me
right?
started on that. I will get super depressed. But yeah.
I will say though,
Anyways,
it is hilarious that when you look at these things, not only that, I love that Arctivish, the one on the very right side of the group of four, they put its goddamn head upside down. Like, for the longest time, I thought it looking forward, like right now, is its face. Yeah, no, its face is looking up towards the goddamn moon. And I've always found that hilarious.
That's why we hate the fucking. That's why we fucking hate the Bone Wars with a flaming passion. Just like, ugh.
See, the thing.
Anyways,
is,
let's just get this out of the way.
Yeah.
Bang, bang.
Actually,
bang,
oh, I was gonna say.
bang. Okay. Anyways.
No. Put that back. Put that in the bottom where it belongs. How dare you? Put that. thing where
And
belongs.
it has a lot of competitive success, so I can't say at the bottom. However, to say that it deserves to be even remotely close to my boy Tyrantrum is a goddamn lie, and you know it.
Yeah.
Its anime cry is super cute, and that water slash move it has is super fucking busted in casual play. You can solo everything with that move, so he has points in casual, anime, and in competitive. So he belongs in S.
I'll be damned before I let
True.
the head of a fish on a Stegosaurus's ass.
Hey, Red, guess what? Guess what?
What?
He has points in all three categories. Therefore, he gets put in S.
But he literally represents what you hate.
I know, but Mr. Fish was a big part of my team. He's still on it.
True.
Like, I will say this right now, on the competitive scene, if you can fix its speed, which just by using goddamn Tailwind or giving it a choice scarf, you can. Until they release another portion of the Pokedex over the next 2 DLCs.
Have you guys
and its popularity
heard?
dropped down.
Have you guys heard Dracovich's anime cry?
No, and I'll be
Look it
real
up.
with you.
Look it up super quick. It's the cutest thing ever.
I do not care. I will not look up anything that gives that monstrosity any level of effort outside of the competitive scene.
No.
Because that thing-
I don't think you understand.
but
You
seriously,
need to look it up, dude.
I do not care. I will not.
Look it up and I'll listen to your argument why it belongs in A.
I bet. We'll do that. What the fuck? Okay, hang on.
Just listen to it.
Okay, so this is in the Japanese.
Talk about
Ready to
funny
get-
Pokemon
that's
cries.
all
I
of
got
it.
one for you.
I'll be real with you. That just made me hate it more.
It's cute.
Like, okay, reminds me of the Heimerdinger from Arcane situation, where they try to make you love it, but it made me hate it even more.
Red,
That's
you can't
exactly what
fucking
this
say that
did.
because when in our arcane roundtable, you said you felt sorry and you actually your Heimerdinger's character grew on you.
You're right, but that doesn't mean I don't hate him more in every other aspect.
I
Well,
will
you did say the only reason you hated it is because like the fact that more people were playing him, so I can get that. But I don't play League anymore. I mean, fuck, even a new Nautilus skin couldn't bring me back, which I'm surprised by myself with.
Yeah, good on you, because they're about to do a whole nother tank meta this upcoming season. I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, like I was genuinely shocked when I realized that a new Nautilus skin couldn't even fucking bring me back, which I hate that I've done it to myself. I was like, I'm not gonna go through the trouble of getting an RP card or just buying it off of I'm like, fuck it. It's too much work. Plus I barely play League anymore. It's just not for me anymore. That scene ain't it.
yeah,
Regardless, I can understand and I will move him to below right here.
Okay. See, you say that its Anime Cry was is pretty freaking trouble, and I agree. If you listen to its in-game cry, that's on the opposite. It sounds like what it looks like, honestly.
what it looks like. You're
Hang on, quiet. Hang on, I want to listen to this here. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
Oh shit, my desktop was fucking muted. Let me do that again. Quiet.
Okay.
Yeah, poor thing.
Mm-hmm.
God, the Bone Wars was such. Let's just get this out of the way and talk about the Bone Wars real quick.
So,
Bone Wars, otherwise known as early paleontology, otherwise known as a fucking waste of goddamn life in human skin. God damn it! What the fuck is wrong with people?
well, you see, I think the reason why boys and girls, well, we have these beautiful Pokemon is thanks to two people. Ona, there, I fucked it up.
Take your time.
Yep. So you have Othniel Marsh and Ernest Stromer. Those two people you can thank for such beautiful lovely reconstructions as Elasmosaurus, but backwards, or whatever the hell that weird unicorn fossil is, or for example, Dracofish.
Or the iguanodon that was literally just a big fucking iguana.
Yeah. Which I actually saw some Fakemon where they actually made a Iguanodon Pokemon that started out as the fake one, but evolved into the real one.
That's funny. Yeah. That's actually really funny. But fucking the Bone Wars was probably the worst time for paleontology ever, because not only were they making fossils wrong, they were destroying fossils so other people couldn't get them. And, like, other people, like, couldn't, like, have their recreations. It's theorized that upwards of, like, 19 different completed fossils were destroyed during the Bone Wars.
Yeah.
Which is tragic.
Exactly, yeah. Thing is, like, it wasn't so much... this whole thing, the Bone Wars wasn't... Ironically, it was about science, but at the same time, it was more so over... Instead of it being about science, it was more so over a wiener waving contest. To make it PG.
Like that one dickhead that tried to find Troy and he blew it up with fucking dynamite. The dumbass.
Yeah. But hey. Though speaking of the Mon presented,
I think they're excellent. They're excellent, like, representations of, like, the tragedy of the Bone Wars, and plus, like, the problems that like came thereof of, like, assigning things to dinosaurs and fossils just too quickly. Also, what's funny is that you're in the British region. This is what the British, like, paleontology scene is known for, by fucking up the Bone Wars this hard.
Yeah, guilty.
The funny thing, though, is that
I loved when you said Elasmosaurus, but backwards.
It's true. Have you seen it?
God, you're not wrong. I know exactly which rendering you're talking about, too, which hurts.
I will say right now, in regards to, like, where you place Dracovish, as much as I hate it, I would actually argue placing it above Armaldo purely because its competitive scene influence for the first year of Sword and Shield far exceeds anything Armaldo has ever accomplished in its life.
Yeah, but fossil-wise, it's more of a great tragedy than it is anything else.
Which means it also embodies its representation better.
You're fighting here very, very hard for this.
It's because as much as I hate this mon,
As
I
much
do
as
believe
you, as
it's
much as
incredible.
you hate Armaldo, like
no,
Anomalous
I
Taurus
actually
is
like
still a
Armaldo.
big find. Like, I still think that we're gonna get guff here from the paleontological.
Paleontological.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Paleontological community here by having the only fossilized plant like at mid sea.
They can kiss me arse. That is where that plant belongs.
Yeah, it's not your fucking YouTube channel, asshole.
The only reason why, like, I personally feel that it's had more, like, the one, like, genuine calling grace that Armaldo had, at least in terms of the games and the anime, is the fact that Steven Stone used one.
Yeah.
Whereas Dracovish has a lot of influence within the anime, given the most recent
Ash has
season.
one.
Not to mention its competitive scene, like, influence. You had to plan for it. If you did not plan for Dracovish, there was a high chance you were going to lose to it just because of the absurd amount of damage it could dish out. Put that bitch back. I saw that.
Don't you dare. Don't you
Still
do dirty my boy.
sneaking around.
He's our
But-
precious boy. I hate him.
Honestly, it's like, in
At
general.
some point, you're not gonna notice.
Yeah, no, I'm watching it.
He's
Me too,
watching
I'm
it
also
now.
watching.
Like, in general, I just can't see in a world, like, don't get me wrong, from a paleontological standpoint, I know I butchered the shit out of that. There we go.
Yep.
That's accurate.
That's better. Thank you. Good boy. You get a cookie.
From like, you are looking.
You're-
Not to be
you're-
Jesus
you're
tonight,
ruining
son.
it, Paul. Take that back.
But like, in general, it's just when everything's taken into account, at least from the areas that like also influence greatly, is it just far exceeds anything Armaldo has accomplished.
Even,
And I
even if I forget his name, he's like, fucking what? Like, look at him, he's just looking up there like, fucking what? What are you doing here?
Exactly.
Oh god, but yeah, like
Yeah.
honestly, for the most part, I still see you're not correcting it, boy.
Because I'm still thinking about fossils here. I have fossils in my head. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the thing that gets me about Kabutops, we have horseshoe crabs today. Yeah, we have cool fossils relating to horseshoe crabs, but we kind of still have them.
Well,
That's
we
in my
also have-
opinion.
But by that moniker, he loses a lot of paleontology points.
I would argue he should get more because that means the horseshoe crabs did it right the first time.
Yeah,
it's a
but
perfect design.
yeah, but the difference is like okay, I would
Like, as actual
alleviate that ground on the case of if there was a coelacanth Pokemon.
Yeah, that's
Because that's a Laxarus that's what you're talking about is Laxarus
Hey,
taxonomy. Lazarus taxonomy is what you're talking
Wait.
about, Red.
A coelacanth? Are you talking about somewhat similar to the Pokemon Relicanth?
Yeah, actually there is.
Oh
yeah.
shit, Relicanth should be on this list.
Relicanth
he's
is-
not a
but
fossil.
It's technically not a
No, but he's
fossil,
technically a living fossil, which is the same thing as
but-
why the fuck was Relicanth not fucking
Because he's like, you don't get him from a fossil, you actually catch Relicanths.
well no, because coelacanths are
You
also
know, as an
around
honorable
still.
mention.
You're right, but I'm not the one that
Dude,
designed the
there
game.
should be a fucking like bee Relicanth that you can get from a fossil. That's like a rare drop. That'd be awesome.
That would be cool. In fact, funnily enough, Relicanth is actually one of the
Actually, now
necessary
that I
Pokemon
think
needed to
about
get
it, why the
Regis.
fuck does Relicanth have a connection with the Reggies?
I have the only thing I can think of
Does
is
that mean
because
does
it's
that
been
mean the
that long.
fucking does that mean the fucking Reggies are prehistoric?
It's
Oh, absolutely.
possible. At least
I mean,
Gigas
think about it
is.
this way: Regigigas helped form Earth itself.
Yeah, you just tag team hit like he tag teamed with Arceus and
Does
made
that mean
everything.
does that mean Arceus killed all the dinosaurs?
I
Like,
mean, his
shh,
move
nobody
is
can say
literally
that.
judgment. So,
Oh my god, we just
down from
picked up
above,
on something really
literally.
cool just now. That's awesome.
Illuminati. Whoa,
Yeah,
no.
that's really cool.
Why'd you put him down lower?
Shit, I thought you were sufficiently distracted. All right.
Yeah, no. Like
Yeah,
in general,
as much as I'm like sitting here like, okay, horseshoe crabs don't belong in like S tier because of the paleontology points. I will say like, like horseshoe crabs are cool, and I can't front with horseshoe crabs because they are great, but
and not to mention like in the other areas where it excels, the rest of B
the only
fails.
reason I say that these two belong to next to each other is because we have like a shit ton of fucking ammonite fossils, like a ton.
Which I was gonna mention about like it is based off of ammonites and other nautiloid cephalopods, which they did come from all the way back in the Ordovician and are
Remember that
unfortunately
fucking
well the only thing that's left is the Nautilus. That is the only one left in this
Yeah.
order. But hey,
remember that
tangent aside.
fucking orthocone fossil we have? Like that's like 20 feet long.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, what's
Get,
funny like
get a picture of that, please. I want Red to see that.
orthocone? Yeah.
The big
Orthocone.
one. That the huge freaking one. It's like the size of a bus.
1 minute. Orthocone ammonoid. Or
I'm
size,
also
yeah,
going to argue that if you're going to leave Kabutops in B, he should be at the top of B.
the Ordovician, yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. I don't have to show you the picture, but here is a size comparison that works just fine.
All right.
Orthocones have no reason to be this big.
Behold, the granddaddy of squids and octopi.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Enjoy.
That's a
You
big
can
ass.
ride this thing like a rocket.
That's not a flesh body. That's a big shell, by the way. That point is a shell.
Yep, back in the day, cephalopods had shells, boy.
Yep.
It looks like an
Yeah,
ice cream
well,
cone. Yeah, to me it looks like an ice cream cone, so
I'll give you he's above like I just can't like cuz paleontology wise like there's just not much there.
There is that, but you're also forgetting
competitive
the
wise
other.
I can understand him being like above like Caracosta because we do have to take into account this is Pokemon we're talking about here. I can understand him.
yeah.
But like
You do what? So I understand.
I need a good argument besides the fact of he looks cool because I don't like I said I still think his head looks too
Simple.
wide.
So
Simple.
when it comes to, so first off with the gameplay in regards to not only just competitive but in general, the second that Gen 4 came out with the special physical split, this Mon immediately became excellent for both competitive and casual, due to him already having access to what a lot of games required as an HM as one of its best moves being Waterfall, making it very easily able to be used as well as to be used as kind of like, not an HM cattle, but you could also use it as a lethal offensive threat because it could actually effectively use Waterfall. In fact, that's its best water type move outside of Liquidation. In terms of competitive, understand that this Mon was actually something you had to take into account for in Ubers with Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, all of them. They had to be careful of this Pokemon. Something that no other fossil on this list can accomplish outside of Dracovish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And
I'll take that as an argument, like a successful argument for top of B. Like I won't front that. That's correct.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like
Like,
I don't want to
and-
move Aerodactyl down.
You can.
If you do, I would still put him behind Kabutops for the same reasons. Like, he had an okay competitive level with his Mega, but the second his Mega went away, hey now. Hey now.
Hey, paleontology.
You're right, but in the other two fields,
Fossilized
it
plant
failed
is super
miserably.
fucking big.
But it didn't do very well in the other two categories.
Look, if horseshoe crabs are still fucking around, a fossilized plant gets to be in B.
I would argue...
You can't have your cake and eat it too, buddy.
I'm willing to concede above Omastar, but I don't think I can concede above Caracosta.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a reasonable place to put it, is in between Caracosta and Omastar, at least within...
If that's
I
the
second
case, if that's the case, then
I won't. I mean, I won't
That-
argue it.
God, that's tough, because...
it's the first super predator. You can't have your cake and eat it too. It's one of these. One of these are the fates that you're presenting yourself right now.
You're not wrong.
Either Cradily is increased or Maldo's I'm sorry. Either Armaldo increases or Cradily increases. Which one are you more comfortable with?
If I had to decide, I would say Cradily, but I definitely would not put it above Aerodactyl.
Well, too bad. That's the fate. That's the fate we are in right now.
All right.
I would also argue Dracovish above Armaldo for the same reason.
No, because of the Bone Wars.
It's literally because of the Bone Wars why I would argue him being higher with his competitive scene and his anime influence.
I actually can maybe back up on this one
God
for a
damn
different
it!
reason.
I hate that you're right.
Yeah. Also.
No.
Fun fact.
We're not fucking having. Actually.
I have a reason to put him higher, but I'll let you choose.
I mean, I'll hear Snow out on this.
So the head of Dracovish is obviously based on the Dunkleosteus, known as one of
Oh
it
fuck,
is-
you're right.
yes.
I know
but-
exactly where you're going with the Snow. Fuck, and you're right. You're
Okay.
completely right about that.
So it is an armored fish. It is one of the things we're one of the only large fish we know that has what it looks like because it has a bony head. But also, fun fact, there is one little detail you may not know about Dunkleosteus and his family. They come together in a genre known as the placoderms. Placoderms are of course like jawed fish that are of the time. But the thing is, do you know what else are placoderms? We are.
I'm sorry, what now?
Oh, Red doesn't know about
Evolutionary-wise.
this.
Okay,
Oh,
evolutionarily wise, I'll give it to you. Okay, what's your object? Actually, I want to hear what you say. Go. I want to hear what you say, Red.
You're telling me that we're related to a goddamn fish like that?
Technically, we're also related to
Very
amphibians.
super distant. Very super distant related, but yes, technically, all land life started as fish, and then fish became amphibians, amphibians became reptiles, and so on and so forth.
Then there's this big fucking
on
split
that,
in
then,
reptiles, where you have mammal-like reptiles, and then you have full-on mammals,
which are now called stem
and then you
mammals.
have fucking apes, and then you have us.
Yep, we evolved besides apes. But yeah.
Yep.
But yeah.
Wow.
But yeah.
Technically,
that's-
we came from apes, like fully, completely, because
Yes.
then we became sapiens, which is the next sapiens is the next fucking level of apes, and then you have what's the term for Homo erectus
Primate.
was after sapiens.
Yes.
Sapiens.
Yes. But long story short, brain blast. We are related to a bony fish. Huh.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Learn
There you
something
go.
new every day.
Yep. At one point we were
This is why I should be a
fucking
teacher.
at one point we were all fucking amphibians, which always fucking baffles me.
Which
Yeah, like,
honestly, watching back,
Humanity ran the fucking gauntlet and we won. That's basically what you can pull away from that.
Just don't square up with the chimp. They'll remind
Do
you
not.
real fast how we are without
I
our pointy
agree.
sticks.
I
God,
do not.
s-
We'll take away our
fucking-
bony sticks. We
fucking-
are squishy.
Fucking gorillas and chimps, just God.
Well,
I just look at
gorillas can-
I just look at them. I look at them and orangutans and just like God. We
Yeah.
could have been.
We could have been them.
If we just stayed animals and just stayed on top tier instead of just getting soft as humans, we could have literally just been the top tier animal. Period. Because can you imagine a gorilla that could properly swim? That was
That'd
like
be
that was
concerning.
even faster than a chimp.
Yeah, you see,
Yeah.
the scariest part about this to me is the fact that a chimp is just us, but with absolutely no compassion. At least gorillas and orangutans have compassion. Chimps have
No,
none.
orangutans have compassions. Gorillas are bastards. Don't ever think they're not.
There's been numerous shows otherwise. Chimps, on the other
Actually-
hand, do not. That shit is on. They're on Black Air
Okay,
Force activity
okay.
24/7.
Okay, chimps,
Well, yeah, like, I
100%.
mean,
They're utter scumfuck bastards. Gorillas, they're
Yes,
not as
they-
noble as you'd like to think they are.
Well, they're not noble
No.
by any means, but they're nowhere near the level of a chimp. That's why I'd put them roughly around. Like they have some level of compassion.
Okay,
I mean,
both a gorilla and a chimp will kill the fuck out of you.
oh, absolutely. The
thing
difference is
a chimp. Yeah, go ahead. I think
The
you're not saying think the same thing, Red. But go on.
you so much as breathe in the general direction of a chimp, it's gonna want to mess you up.
Like,
Whereas
wah.
a gorilla,
Red vision.
usually you just don't puff out your chest and don't make it upset.
And never
And you can
fucking
be
look
around
it in the goddamn eye, for the love of fuck. I don't understand why people think it's a good idea to look animals in the eyes. It's never
Or
is.
smile. With primates, don't smile.
Never.
It's a threat to play, or you're scared.
Yeah,
unless,
like at least with,
unless the fucking I forget. There's this lady that fucking hung out with chimps, and she figured out there's like only one instance when you should smile in front of a chimp, and even then
Jane
it's a
Goodall.
fucking yeah. Thank you.
Welcome.
yeah, like at least if I'll be real with you, I would much rather be in a cage with a gorilla because at least if I just don't make myself threatening in any way to it, it will leave me alone. If
You
I'm
can
in a
have
cage,
basically.
yeah, if I'm in a cage with a chimp, that thing's gonna want to mess me up, and they don't go for the kill. No,
Chimps are fucking scumfuck bastards. Anyways, they
Yeah.
God, I fucking hate like
I'll be real, I'd rather scrub with a bear. I would much rather
Honestly,
scrub with a bear than a chimp any day of the week.
you have a way better survival chance with a bear than you do a chimp.
Exactly.
This is true. Yeah.
Anyways,
because a male bear, not a-
anyways.
Anyway, so back to
So
Pokemon. Sorry.
final list. I like it.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
like how this turned out. I still think that Kabutops should be lower in the rankings because we still have like horseshoe crabs, but I can understand why he's there, and I do appreciate that we have understood how important Cradily is, how important Cradily is to the paleontological record or archaeological record.
Yeah.
Now then, for the fun part, for the very very fun part, we get to theorize about Scarlet and Violet.
Ooh, I'm actually
Okay. So we'll go bottom to top, and we'll talk about the two mons we want and why. Okay, so personally, I would very much like Allosaurus.
I was just gonna mention that. Go ahead.
And I would also very much like a proper Stegosaurus this time. I think they're both from oh god, Hell Creek? No. Which formation?
You're not wrong.
Yeah, the Hell Creek formation, right?
Hell Creek does have Allosaurus, but when you said
they're
Allosaurus,
they're from
away from my turn, but yeah.
The Allosaurus and Stegosaurus are from the same time period though, so that's what I meant. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But yeah, that's I think they're from the same time period. They're both very, very famous fossils. You have Big Al, and then you have like other we have an almost complete Stegosaurus, by the way. We have a bunch of almost complete Stegosauruses.
Yes. I have a funny fact about
but like I still say Stegosaurus is very iconic. You can give it a crazy ass move that'll probably kick ass, kick butt. And plus, they're just such a greatly designed thing. They're such an easy design. It's cool. And the plates could totally have like a color change thing. It could have like a type changing gimmick or something. There's so much cool you could do with it, right? Plus, it helped to have another predator Fossilmon because we only have like technically 4 technically.
Yeah. In a way.
And I still say Stegosaurus and Allosaurus, you give the Allosaurus the you give it I sort of had this idea where like the ridges on its head are like made of steel because it has that very very easily identifiable crest, so it's like a big steel type, you know what I mean? And then the Stegosaurus could be like a neat little fighting or another I don't know. I just have the idea.
Yeah, well, I mean, have you seen the Stegosaur family? There's this is like pick and choose candy store. There are simple ones like Stegosaurus itself, or you could go to Kentrosaurus, or the more Asian ones. They are covered in spikes.
Yeah, the ones that have no plates and are just all spikes. Those ones are nuts. But all right, Snow, your mons you want to see from Scarlet Violet?
There are 2 I want to see. One is actually tied between Allosaurus because fun fact. There actually is a Allosaurus europaeus, which actually is from Portugal. But
I'm surprised you didn't say Alberto, but then again, we already have a big theropod.
We do have a big Tyrannosaur. That's why I am kind of shying away from dinosaurs from my native land of Canada. But so the thing is, it would be cool to have an Allosaur because there was a Portuguese / European version, but the one I want to see mainly, because we don't have one that's like it, is Baryonyx.
Huh.
That'd be interesting.
I think
They
they do
don't have a
I think they do.
Spinosaurus.
I think they do Spino before they did Berry.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, like I mean, true, but like you could have a Spinosaurid, like Suchomimus, Baryonyx. I forget what it's called, but its name literally means irritator.
Irritator.
Yeah, some dinosaurs
almost is its name.
are utter bastards. We found in the fossil record. Oh, you want to know? Would be a great one.
What's up?
An Oviraptor.
That would be kind of cool. I agree with you, but if we want to go like, see, the thing is, we don't have a lot of mammals for fossils actually. So I may want to have a mammal.
I feel
That'd be
like we
cool.
have like enough equivalents. You know what I mean?
But for
Like a
fossil
a saber tooth or a mammoth fossil, which is probably what the duo would be pretty cool though. That would totally be the duo. It'd be a mammoth and a saber tooth. That would be the duo.
You see, I actually have like the two I would personally like to see that goes alongside that.
Hang on,
Would be
Snow
a-
wasn't done.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Go on, man.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah. So the thing is, what I would like to see is, and you can look it up if you want with me, is a creature called Dinopithecus.
What was
Those
that
of
one
you who may-
again?
Those of you who may play Ark know exactly what I mean, and they'll be like, "No way, Snow, freak you." But
The monkey.
basically, it's a giant ass baboon.
Snow, that's not a real dinosaur.
Actually,
Actually, it is. It's a real prehistoric mammal.
that would be interesting,
real.
honestly.
And it is real. That's the thing. It is roughly
What, the
size of a
four-armed
man.
monkey?
No. Dinopithecus.
Do you say
Dinopithecus.
Gigantopithecus or Dinopithecus?
Dinopithecus. Dino.
Post in general. Not the
will
Ark
say.
version, the real one.
The real one. Alright. So
I roll my
the
eyes
real
anytime
one-
someone says fucking like the Ark dinosaur. It's like, that's not
well, it's true, but the thing is, so imagine yourself as a Pokemon trainer. You're 10 or 11 or whatever the
I'm
thing wants you to be.
looking for the picture,
And
Snow.
You come across
Here we go.
this:
Oh, those fucking things.
a man-sized baboon.
That's
Basically,
terrifying.
Like literally, like imagine that. Yeah.
The thing that
Like-
inspired the fucking Raboon from Afterman, I think it was called, or
I mean,
or whatever the fuck, I don't remember.
No. Not really, but the thing is,
Yeah, that's the
Like-
Dinopithecus inspired the Raboons. Have you never seen the Raboons?
I don't even know what the hell a Raboon is.
Basically, there was
Raboon.
this dude.
Oh, those, yeah.
There was
yeah.
this dude
sec, yeah.
that had this theoretical idea for like evolution and what would happen after man. So basically,
Yeah.
like these baboons basically evolved in such a way to
Mhm.
become even more predator like, and they became velociraptor like mammals, and they're super voracious and like terrifying predators. It's super scary. Can you find him a
Yeah.
picture real quick?
Oh, I see it right
what?
here.
The fucking
Of the
affront
Raboon?
to God. No,
Yeah.
that's
Well-
Dinopithecus. I'm talking about the Raboon.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I get it for you in a second. I was
No,
I
I
was
was
just saying,
talking
like,
to Red
from-
there. It's all right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
these
Yeah.
affronts to God.
Yeah, but like, so the thing is, like,
There's a couple there's a
like-
couple animals in that book where I'm just like, why?
yeah, like, yeah, but I mean, like,
And then you
by
have
the way,
other animals that are super chill, like the Striger, who's just grooving.
Yeah.
Look at him. He grooving.
yeah.
It's literally I love the Striker. He's just like swinging from tree to tree like fucking Tarzan. He just looks like he's just fucking chilling out. He's grooving.
I guess you could say he's a very cool cat.
Ah, you only get one of those.
Ah, okay. Try my best. But anyway, back to Dinopithecus. If you look at the image I just sent now, your eyes don't deceive you. That it has a baby prehistoric horse in its mouth.
Yeah, prehistoric horse keyword. I don't see the fucking Raboon. I guess it's up to me to fucking do this now.
I can grab the Raboon. 1 minute.
I just googled the Raboon, and it's uglier than hell.
Yeah.
Let me look it up. Yeah, Raboon.
Have you seen the Afterman like hang on, I'll just get you these.
Like, okay, that is it a book? Because I actually
Yeah,
remember.
it's a book. Also,
Okay.
I need the picture for the video because people can't really
I got
see.
you. I got
the-
you. I
know
got
what
you.
I mean?
I got you.
Yeah, because I actually remember at one point something like that popped up in my YouTube feed, and I was listening to it one day at work,
About-
and I
Thank you.
remember hearing
Welcome.
about bits of it here and there, but obviously when I was operating with a chainsaw, it's a little hard to hear my music and shit.
Yeah.
But it was a book that I was actually interested in reading more about.
Dougal Dixon, that's his name. Fucking
Yep, Dougal Dixon.
the granddad of theoretical like ecology. I love this
Speculative-
dude.
Yep. Also known as speculative paleontology.
Yep.
Or evolution too. Anyway.
Also, here's the
Yeah, but,
yep.
anyway,
there's the fucking Raboon.
Yep.
Fucking
Yep,
affronts
there's
to
your image.
God. Then you have things
Yeah.
like this. Oh my God, the fucking
Yeah,
Hellbat.
Actually, Hellbat's really cool.
Night Stalkers are what they're called. Look at that
Yeah, I like
thing.
them.
Look at that thing.
Yeah.
You wanna know how
I'm not-
That's
you
true.
wanna know how fucking big these things are?
Mm-hmm.
How big are they?
How big?
Give me a second.
I swear to God, if you say they're bigger than a foot tall, that
You
thing
may
will
hate
just
it.
be on site. I'll be real with
You
you.
may not like it. If that's the case.
Yeah, you're not gonna like this, Red. They're this big.
But,
But to
They're
reiterate,
this big.
that's not too big.
Yeah, but they hang
like,
out in
see how hard I can
swarms.
punt them.
That's true. They do hunt in packs.
They
but
hunt in packs of like
yeah.
30.
Fuck that.
Nice.
Fuck
That
that.
is it.
Also, they run
but,
fast. They're like almost faster than a freaking. I think in the book they say like the Night Stalkers are like easily faster than a rabbit.
That's concerning.
Yeah,
That's true.
imagine 30
What?
of those fucking things chasing you down.
Yeah.
Also, I
Yeah.
found a picture of the Striker. He grooving. Look at how
Yep.
he's grooving. I love him. Look at how the Striker's grooving. Look at that bitch.
That is very true.
He's
It-
he's,
it-
to
he's
reiterate-
almost hitting the Yoinky Sploinky. I love Striker. He's great.
But to reiterate, my two choices for fossil Pokemon would be either a Baryonyx or a giant baboon.
I like it.
Yeah, I think it's a bit hyperbolic because I think they'll make a baboon Pokemon before they even, you know what I mean?
Well,
I mean,
they don't have a freaking football
Rillaboom.
playing baboon, but I'm just saying.
Well, Rillaboom's more of a gorilla, but
But I think
the
they'll
other
make
one
a
that comes to my
baboon.
mind-
I'm just saying they'll make a baboon mon before they fucking make, you know,
A Baryonyx?
yeah.
Fair enough.
Like
Yeah,
they'll make
but
it. They'll make a
still.
normal baboon Pokemon before they make an actual dinosaur baboon. I think it's too close to another animal to actually. You know what I mean?
And they have Passimian, which is a monkey. But anyway,
Exactly.
just my
There's
thoughts.
too many
Hey.
monkeys already.
that's just my thought. Anyway.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
It's-
Raboons are. Oh no.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no.
What,
Oh, no.
What?
Oh no.
What?
I just
What?
found a fucking size comparison. They're way bigger.
They're like big. Yeah.
Oh no, they're bigger than what I thought they were. Down by the guy.
all right, let's see that.
Dude, Raboons are.
Oh, hell
big.
no.
Oh
They're
no.
like. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the bats
mean,
the bats
they're-
act like wolves. I completely fucking forgot.
Yeah.
I
Oh, fuck.
forgot. I
I
forgot
like
the
that,
bats act like wolves. So they live in packs
Mm-hmm.
of 30, but they like hunt in like groups of 4 or 5.
I do like that weird ass like kind of taper looking thing and the whale like penguin. I love
Oh yeah, the whale like penguin I thought was like was like brilliant when I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that's so smart. Of course, penguins evolve into whales.
it. It's so cool.
Conversion
um,
evolution is so sick. I love it.
Heck
Oh my
yeah.
god, the fucking Raboons being like
shoot!
the
Actually,
Raboons being
crap,
the
can I
size
change
of
one
a
of the choices?
freaking elephant.
Oh.
Yeah, sure.
this one I would be so happy because funny enough, within the next 9 or 10 years, this creature will not be extinct anymore. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Oh Jesus God, no.
Please tell me you're saying like the dodo or some shit.
No. This one you might call Spot or Fido if you look at it.
All right,
It's
let's-
not super.
Oh
vicious. In fact,
Jesus
it's
God, no. Oh no. That's not good. That is not good.
I know.
The Tasmanian tiger.
Oh, you and
Yeah.
your fucking Tasmanian tigers.
I love them. They're my favorite. And if it was a Fossilmon, I would be over the moon.
So
That's actually lit,
some crazy bastard made a size comparison for the man after man things.
Hmm.
and
we, like,
it is
not?
way more
Joking.
horrifying than I ever thought it would ever be, ever. Oh my god, I did not know those things were that big. I'm terrified.
Yeah,
Tell
I
me
mean,
about
if
it.
I didn't, yeah, I mean, if I didn't choose the Thylacine or Tessie Tiger, I would do a disservice to myself because it's my favorite.
Yeah, but it's, you know,
I think it'd be
mean,
pretty cool. Like,
it's
I mean, if they're gonna
a
keep on,
Tasmanian tiger, like, you know,
It's
but
a
as a
meat-eating kangaroo.
fossil mon, I mean,
Yeah,
I don't think so. I don't think it would count as a fossil mon. I think you're being very hyperbolic right now.
I mean, who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
the Pokemon universe is different.
it is
And
different.
honestly, given how they did Corsola and Cursula, it would not surprise me if hearing someone clone them, they did something like that.
Making a mon off the Tasmanian tiger, sure, but a fossil mon, that's not gonna happen. I hope you understand that.
Though. Hey, a man can dream. But anyway,
Yeah.
what's your choice?
You'll continue to dream, my dude. I'm sorry to say that.
Yes.
Unlike
I'm a dreamer.
Dougal Dixon, who makes his dreams reality. Like, have you read the new dinosaurs? Fucking dude's brilliant.
Yes.
The two dinosaurs I personally would like to see would either be the Europelta.
Oh yeah.
Europelta?
Basically,
it is a. Oh, go ahead. You actually explain. You go ahead.
essentially, picture kind of like an Ankylosaurus.
Yeah.
But the dinos that I was thinking would
What's its
originate.
tail look like?
It's a spiky fan.
Yeah. Basically, the
Drew, Mary, if you
dinosaurs
would,
I was
dinosaur custodian.
keeping in mind,
Working on it.
the dinosaurs I was thinking of would come from Spain, since that is where Scarlet and Violet are going to take place. So that's why I thought.
Oh fuck! You're right.
So the Europelta, the other one,
my god! That means we could have a Therizinosaur.
we could very easily have a Therizinosaur, and I wanted to try to stay away from anything that was kind of like carnivorous
Fucking
that stood.
You beautiful fucking Portuguese piece of shit. I love you,
you go.
Therizinosaurs. Oh, that one.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's the
yeah,
one with the one with the really
Europelta.
long tail and the cool plates. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Also, technically. Oh, go ahead.
I would love to see an Ankylosaurus Pokemon because
Yeah.
ever since I was a kid, they were one of my favorite dinosaurs of all time.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised you never bought an Ankylosaurus when we did Dinosaurs of the Wild West.
Because I had a
I don't think
freaking
it was available.
Sabretooth, and funnily enough, the Sabretooth is the other dinosaur I would love to
Oh
see.
yeah, you fucking I forgot you fucking dealed your way into a 5-star.
He did. He really did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is why those are the two like dinosaurs I personally would love to see as fossilmons, as we haven't had either of them or even anything really the same as them as Pokemon. And we'd have basically a immovable, again, another situation where, because they tend to follow this path where one's more defensive, one's more offensive. Like they are usually, and
Yeah.
one's is slow, one's fast, and that's where I think
do-
that would
I
fit very
do
well.
have this underlying fear though that
What?
you know, in Scarlet and Violet they're just gonna say, okay, now's the time to do mammals, and I'm
That'd be
very
cool.
scared of that because there's so many more dinosaurs I want to see.
You're not wrong.
Like, can you imagine they're just like, yeah, this is all the dinosaurs. We're moving on to the the mammals now. I'm like, please no.
I mean, they could do the horse squirrel that is the Calicatherium family.
Calicatherium is not nowhere near as popular as it is for you, dude. I'm sorry. I think
It isn't,
Calicatheriums
but
are
I'm just
cute,
saying.
but they're also kind of kind of like the mid tier at best when it comes to them.
But it's a horse that has claws.
I feel like Megatherium will get a mod before fucking Calicatherium.
Probably. But anyway.
Dude, fucking Megatherium. They have no. Sloths were so overpowered that God had to fucking like nerf their ass into the ground.
Yep, God sent us to go nerf them because we're assholes.
It is what it is.
Oh
We
no, it looks like I figured out how to throw a rock and a pointy stick. It looks like your entire evolutionary battle is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate. You see, everything else spec'd into strength, dex, con. We spec'd into intelligence.
Yeah. Basically, you're not
And
wrong.
I can climb trees super fast and run super fast as well, and I can lift a log like nothing. Oh hey, check out this gun I made.
That's the saddest part, honestly. Like, if you were honestly going to compare us to, honest to God, just about any animal that's a predator, We should not be atop of on the evolutionary chain.
Oh yeah, we can't run fast. We die in cold real easily. Like our babies are basically shit tier. Like it's we are unreasonably low on the tier, but
The
because
one
we can make shit and throw shit real good, we win.
the one advantage that we have maintained above
Oh
all
look,
the
I know how to make a fire. Guess you're all fucking dead now.
like the
Yep.
one physical attribute that we have amongst just about everything is while we're not the fastest, we can outrun. Like even wolves, we can outrun them
Yeah.
based on just how long we can maintain our top speeds and keep going. That's the one thing we've had. Take that away, we're fucked.
Yeah,
It's
we
actually
could
kind of
stand really
funny because
tall,
they
we
did
could,
this in
we
Primal.
can outstamina.
But
Mhm.
like you know how it's like animals don't approach fires, but really brave and desperate animals will. Like
Yeah.
there's a survival technique for that. If you can tell that a wolf pack is coming towards you, you just build another fire essentially, and they won't come towards you. Like Spear did this in Primal, where the wild dogs were kind of like eyeing up like Fang because she was like injured from the
Mhm.
primates, but Spear just builds like 10 fires around him, and that keeps them at bay because there's more than one fire now. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Also, the fact that it was African wild dogs that were eyeing it up made it way worse because African wild dogs are more successful than wolves. It's terrifying how good they are.
Yeah, honestly, African painted dogs and hyenas are a lot more successful than any lion would be on their best
Or
day.
any canine of the Americas, believe it or not.
Oh, of
Shout out to the
course.
dragonfly.
Yay! Dragonfly are
Yeah.
very effective petters.
If our culturally, I think dragonflies are considered the most successful
Dragonflies have a
predator on the planet.
Dragonflies have a 98% success rate.
Yeah, it comes in handy when you have omnidirectional flight.
Well, not only
That's true.
that,
They
but
are, like,
not only
literal,
that,
like-
but they have this ability to basically how their eyes are designed. They can do the math in their head to instantly intercept anything on a flight path. That's what makes them so effective.
It's like they got like homing technology. It's pretty cool.
Exactly, built into their head.
But yeah, so I guess that's our speculative
Yeah, that's
dinos. Unless we have any more.
that's speculative dinosaurs. I mean, we want to see. I mean, I honestly want to see Allosaurus, but knowing that we're in Spain, I'd much rather see a Therizinosaur than any other.
Yeah, and while I love the Allosaurus and the Baryonyx, I just don't think they're going to do something even remotely close to a Tyrannosaur. Given Tyrantrum, they try to stray as far
I'll tell
away
you how
from each
I'll
other
tell
as
you how
possible.
they'll do it. They'll make it a steel type and they'll give it a chainsaw mouth.
That would be hilarious.
Wait. It could be a regional variant. That might be
But
dumb.
honestly,
but they should do it.
I mean, they are doing paradox forms, so
Actually,
Paradox
good point.
forms.
Oh,
basically, if the paradox forms are okay, best way this was described is that Pokemon evolution, there's like the tree and it goes down.
Yeah.
Well, paradox forms are Pokemon that are very similar, and they just happen to evolve very similar, but they're part of a separate tree.
What?
No, my bad. I got that mixed up. So regional fakes and paradox forms. Those are two different things.
Regional. What? What do you mean regional fake?
So real quick, paradox forms are basically like the Pokemon in the past, slightly different. Say, for example, a paradox form of a
What? Like the
primate.
new Wooper? You mean the new subspecies?
No, that's a regional form, because regional forms are also a thing. Still,
I choose to call them what they are. They're basically subspecies.
well, regardless. So we got regional forms, we have paradox forms, and then we have regional fakes. All right. So with the regional forms, they're just Pokemon, say like the Kanto Diglett. You put those Diglets in the fucking Alola region, they evolved a bit differently. Regional fakes, however,
No, the
are
first one, okay.
Pokemon. Yeah, regional fakes are effectively very similar Pokemon, but different. Did you ever see the new trailer that had Wiglet shown?
Yeah.
That's a
Yay,
regional
I
fake
like Wiglet.
because Wiglet is not
No.
part of the Diglett
What?
family. It's not part of the Diglett family line.
So
No,
it's just
it's a
evolved.
convergence.
It just convergently evolved.
It just evolved differently. Yeah, it's not from the same tree. They just evolved similarly.
That's
Wiglet.
That's really
It's like a goose barnacle, which is funny.
that's
yeah,
really weird.
and-
I wouldn't call it goose barnacle. I would say it's more similar to those like eels in Japan that poke their heads
Oh,
up. And
a
curve.
garden eel. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And then as for paradox forms are one of two ways. We haven't gotten a confirmation yet, But the two theories are that they're either Pokemon that evolve that are from a different timeline that evolve differently because of that, depending on how they choose to
they're
do the
bringing
story.
time travel back. God damn it.
This game's literally dedicated to past and future, my guy.
I know, but
Yeah, of their legendaries are like.
please
a
tell me there's
motorcycle
no
versus
time travel
a
involved.
flying one.
I have no
Yeah.
idea. But the other theory, which personally I'm a bigger fan of, is that the paradox forms are of the Pokemon from the past or the future that evolved at naturally through time. You know, like
Ah.
so. For example,
so we
maybe
talked about with like Caracosta becoming a Blastoise.
effectively very similar to that
Okay, that's
concept.
all you need to say. That makes a lot
That's
more
essentially,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
basically the three different forms that we
So
know
like
of
primal,
right now.
then, like primal version, but instead of just being a fiery ball of energy, they're just like actual scuffed version of themselves.
Currently,
kind of like the idea in Gears where you have the modern Lancer versus the proto Lancer, where the Lancer just has a big ass bayonet and it doesn't have the cool chainsaw, but it hits twice as hard as a normal Lancer.
basically the way it was described to me with the paradox forms was imagine if you went back in time effectively and you during the ice age is when Volcarona lived during that time, so they evolved to be like ice and steel types to survive the cold environment, whereas the modern day Volcaronas are fire and bug type because they didn't
Volcaronas?
evolve. Yeah, Volcarona. It's the giant moth Pokemon that's fire and bug.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
Gen 5.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that was the way that
it's
the
really
paradox
pretty.
forms were better described, where like depending on what time of
Okay,
era
that
they were
makes much
in,
more
they evolved
sense.
differently to survive it.
All right, well, that's this week's little episode done. Next week we're talking about what are we talking about, Red?
Your person that comes to my mind would be, ooh, honestly, that's a tough one. Honestly, the first thing that comes to my mind would honestly one of the legendaries.
Ooh, legendaries. That'd be cool.
Either actually mythicals, smaller pool, easier to go by.
Oh, the
that'd be
pseudo
dope, actually.
legendaries. That's a decent one.
The mythicals aren't pseudos; they're more or less
Well, I've
legendaries.
I've decided pseudo legendaries is what we're gonna be listing
Pseudos,
next
okay,
and talking about
easy enough.
next. All right. Well, see you guys next time. I'm off then.
Sounds good.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Where's the fucking end the
Ah.
end the video? End the video. Stop recording.